Every negative thought you've ever battled has won. Every single one. The moment you pushed against it, you fed it the exact energy it needed to persist. You gave it your attention, your resistance, your fear. By the end of this, you'll understand why the ancient Hermetic masters never fought a single thought, and how that one shift dissolves the struggle you've been trapped in for years. The Kybalion teaches a principle most people read and immediately misunderstand. Mental transmutation, the art of changing the nature of mental states. Read that again carefully. Changing the nature. The Hermetic adepts understood something about the mind that modern psychology is only beginning to catch up with. Every mental state exists on a spectrum. Fear and courage occupy the same pole. Hatred and love sit on the same line. The difference between them is frequency, degree, vibration. Think about what that actually means for your daily experience. That anxious feeling in your chest right now, the one about money or the relationship, or whether you're wasting your life, it shares a root with excitement, with anticipation, with the electric charge of someone who knows something big is coming. The substance is identical. The rate at which it vibrates is the only variable. So what have you been doing? You've been trying to kill the substance itself, trying to eliminate the feeling, push it out, replace it with something else entirely. That's like trying to turn off heat by destroying temperature. Temperature doesn't disappear. It moves up or down, and your mental states work the same way. The Hermetic teaching is specific here. The principle of polarity states that opposites are identical in nature, differing only in degree. Hot and cold are the same thing, temperature at different points on the scale. Love and hate are the same thing, emotional investment at different frequencies. The master doesn't fight cold, the master raises heat. Do you feel the difference in that? One is a war, the other is an adjustment. Now here's where most people get stuck. They hear raise the vibration and think it means slapping a positive affirmation on top of genuine pain, thinking happy thoughts while the body is screaming. That approach fails because it tries to jump poles without traveling the spectrum between them. You can't leap from terror to peace in one move. The distance is too great. But you can move 1 degree at a time, one notch. And each notch changes the quality of your experience. Say you're sitting with resentment towards someone who wronged you. The typical advice says, forgive them, let it go, move on. And you've tried. You know how hollow that sounds when the feeling is still hot in your gut. The Hermetic approach says something different. It says, resentment is on the same pole as passionate engagement. You are deeply, electrically invested in this person and what they did. That investment is the raw material. You don't need to eliminate it. You need to transmute it. Raise its frequency from the low vibration of bitter attachment to the higher vibration of understanding, then eventually to the vibration of wisdom gained. Each degree upward feels slightly different in your body, slightly lighter, slightly more spacious. The practical method is deceptively simple. When a thought arrives that vibrates low, fear, jealousy, self-contempt, you stop treating it as an enemy. You stop the war entirely. Instead, you observe it the way an alchemist observes lead. Lead isn't garbage. Lead is gold at a lower vibration. The alchemist doesn't throw lead away. The alchemist applies the art. Your art is attention without resistance. You place your awareness on the thought, and you ask one question: what is the higher octave of this feeling? Anxiety's higher octave is alertness. Alertness is useful. Grief's higher octave is deep love, recognized. Anger's higher octave is fierce clarity about what matters to you. You're searching for the seed of gold already present inside the lead. And when you find it, when you locate the higher octave, you dwell there. You give it your focus. You breathe into it. The lower frequency doesn't vanish dramatically. It fades, like a radio signal losing strength as you tune toward a clearer station. The old frequency is still broadcasting somewhere, but you've moved your dial. This is where discipline enters. The Kybalion warns that mental transmutation is an art, and art requires practice. The first 50 times you try this, the pull of the lower vibration will feel magnetic. Your habitual mind wants to stay in the frequency it knows. Familiar suffering feels safer than unfamiliar peace. Your nervous system has grooves worn deep by years of low-frequency repetition. Each time you consciously choose the higher octave, you're carving a new groove. The old one doesn't fill in overnight, but something shifts faster than you expect. Once you genuinely experience, even for 30 seconds, the feeling of transmuting a mental state rather than battling it, your entire relationship with your own mind changes. You realize you've been at war with yourself unnecessarily. The battlefield was optional. You chose combat when you could have chosen chemistry. Consider what the Hermetic masters actually practiced in those ancient schools. They sat with their own darkness deliberately. They invited the low vibrations in, welcomed them, because each one was raw material for the work. A master who never feels fear has nothing to transmute. A master who never encounters hatred has no opportunity to demonstrate the art. Your difficult emotions are your curriculum. Every one of them. The personal situation triggering you is delivering the lead to your workshop door. This reframes your entire spiritual life. You stop waiting for a day when negative thoughts no longer arise. That day would mean you've stopped being human. Instead, you become someone who knows what to do when they arrive. Someone who meets the low vibration with skill rather than panic. The thought appears, and somewhere deep in your body there's almost a sense of recognition. Here's the material. Here's today's practice. What's the higher octave? Some people worry this approach means bypassing genuine pain. Spiritual bypassing, using spiritual concepts to avoid feeling what needs to be felt. The Hermetic path is the opposite of bypassing. You must feel the vibration fully in order to know where it sits on the scale. You must be honest about the degree of your suffering to begin the transmutation. An alchemist who pretends the lead is already gold accomplishes nothing. You start exactly where you are. You admit the weight of it. And then, only then, you apply the art of raising it by degrees. The Kybalion says the universe is mental. Everything you experience exists as a mental state within the infinite mind. Your thoughts participate in the same substance as the thoughts of the cosmos itself. When you practice mental transmutation, you're working with the fundamental material of reality. You're doing on the small scale exactly what creation does on the large scale. Moving energy along the spectrum from dense to refined, from unconscious to conscious, from lead to gold. There's a moment in sustained practice where something clicks that no book can prepare you for. You'll be sitting with what used to be your worst thought, the one that kept you up at night, the one that felt like it defined you, and you'll feel it shift under your attention. The frequency rises, the quality changes, and in that moment you'll know, with your whole body, that you were never broken. The thought was never your enemy. It was unrefined material waiting for the alchemist to show up. And the alchemist was always you, just untrained, just unaware of the art you already possessed. Your mind is a laboratory. Every low vibration is an invitation to practice. Every dark thought carries within it the exact same energy as its luminous counterpart, compressed into a denser form. You've spent years trying to empty the laboratory of its materials. Starting now, you work with what's already on the table. The lead doesn't need to be removed. It needs your steady hand and your patient attention. 1 degree at a time, the gold reveals itself. Because it was always there, hidden inside the weight, waiting for you to stop fighting and start transmuting.